Hello, I'm going to explain the last experiment of the semester, which is also a sound experiment. In this experiment, we're very lucky we can use the smartphone app called Firefox. In the Firefox lab, in the Firefox app, we actually have different features, and one of the features is to measure the sound spectrum. And this is a amazing feature because it can easily give us the entire sound spectrum. So we have a lot more power, and we can use this power to go out and evaluate different sounds to see if they actually have the spectrum as they claim. So let's get ready. Okay. So first you download the Firefox if you haven't done so. If you already downloaded, you can open it up to the acoustic part. Acoustic means sound. So if you open up the acoustic part, you can have this audio, you can measure the audio amplitude. That's how loud a sound is. Audio autocorrelation, that is how sound interferes with itself, and audio scope, audio spectrum. So the one we are going to use is the audio spectrum, the one before Doppler effect. Okay, so if you open up the audio spectrum, when you start the measurement, it'll give you a Fourier transform of the sound intensity. In other words, it's gonna break down the sound into different frequencies and tell you how much sound component you have for each frequency. So for each frequency, when the component is high, that means the sound has more of that frequency. Okay, so this is the experiment we're going to do. Next, I'm going to talk about the background for this. Why do we want to do the evaluation? So MIT has released a research recently that has, from their experiments, they discovered that the 40 hertz sound has a significant healing effect on Alzheimer's disease. And you might have heard how many people are affected by Alzheimer's in their old age. And this has turned out to be a very great news. However, the difficulty is to generate the 40 hertz sound. Although MIT did those experiments, they have special, highly advanced acoustic labs. So on YouTube's, a lot of providers claim that they have 40 hertz sounds. So in this experiment, we're going to use what we learned, and we're going to use the equipment we have to make measurements and evaluate. We're going to analyze and evaluate other people's scientific claims. So particularly their claim that they have produced the 40 hertz sound. So we're going to measure to see actually how much of 40 hertz sound they actually have. So for example, if you turn on one of these, and you hear this thing that almost sounds like a noise, okay? So this is one. If you keep your sound spectrum app feature on, you can actually have a profile for this sound. And if I use a different one, so I actually can use different ones. This one sounds a little different. It's supposed to be a 40 hertz. So you record the components, and our phone not only can record over 1,000 data points per second, it can also do an automatic Fourier transform to give you the result of components of each frequency. So you can look at how much you have for the 40 hertz. This one sounds different. This image itself does not have any particular meaning. except it just gives you a visual display that there's a sound going on. So especially what's important is the component of 40 hertz. So select 7 different sources, analyze and evaluate, make measurements, export your data, and analyze to see how much of the 40 hertz component you have. So this way, you have a way to analyze and evaluate the commercial and non-commercial claims about the sound profile. And you can make a decision to see which one of the 7 you selected is the one has the most 40 hertz components. So then upload, and we're going to discuss in discussion.